Today, we wanted to share some findings from a recent evaluation of the Arts Council's Rural Engagement Arts Programme, or REAP programme for short. REAP is a national lottery funded programme and was launched in 2022 to provide direct funding to grassroots community groups and arts organisations, enabling them to design unique programmes that meet the needs of rural-based communities around the themes of isolation, loneliness, and well-being. The programme aligns to the new programme for government, which aims to build stronger, connected, resilient, and prosperous rural communities, and links to the proposed delivery of a new rural policy framework, enabling communities to respond effectively to particular challenges and opportunities they face. I am delighted to be joined by the author of the evaluation for rounds 1 and 2 of the REAP programme, Annabel Jackson, who brings her vast knowledge and experience of evaluation to the programme. Annabel has over 25 years of evaluation experience, much of which has been gained in Northern Ireland, working with clients including the Arts Council and ACNI to develop practical approaches to evaluation design and delivery. Annabel, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Just thinking about the programme itself, Annabel, what sets REAP apart in terms of its outcomes?
REAP is special because it connects communities and professional artists, which enhances the experience and life of people in rural areas. It also supports artists to get work locally, which increases their well-being, which is another important consideration for the Arts Council.
What were the most significant successes and challenges you identified in evaluating the REAP programme?
The first success of REAP is that it funded what organisers wanted to do. Rather than being a distortion, grantees often commented that the objectives of REAP were the same as those of their group or organisation. The second success is that it was accessible. It reached very small organisations and organisations that hadn't been funded by the Arts Council before. The third success is that it was impactful. There are a whole number of indicators in the report that evidence increased well-being, social cohesion and connection. For example, 92% of Round 2 grantees said their project was cross-community. 83% of Round 2 grantees said their project was intergenerational. 60% of grantees said the project included specific techniques or advice to support participants' mental health, and all grantees gave evidence that their project enhanced the well-being of participants or audience members. The fourth success is that REAP is creating an infrastructure, a set of organisations in the community with the skills, confidence and connections to work with professional artists. The challenges are those of short-term funding. The structure would require or assume funding that increases over time as the pool of grantees increases. So each round includes new grantees, which is seen as a success, but also includes repeat grantees, which is also seen as a success.
Thank you very much. I wonder about the value of engaging professional artists in the programme. I noticed that 83% of grantees showed the grant allowed their organisations to deliver high quality artistic work. That must be a significant benefit to the programme as well.
Yes, the quality is what creates the outcomes. You don't have a high quality outcome from a poor quality process. And so what we can see from the report is that the REAP allowed organisations to use better materials, more detailed processes, new art forms, a whole series of improvements to their process, and they built relationships with professional artists and therefore increased their confidence in working with artists and their network of professional artists. So the skill of the professional artist is central to the existence of the programme and to its outcomes.
And based on your findings, Annabel, what recommendations would you make for future arts programmes?
First, To consult with local communities in rural areas, as the Arts Council did, and to use the priorities suggested by these people when writing the eligibility and assessment criteria. Secondly, to ensure the application process is accessible, as is the case for REAP, that it gets enough detail to make a sound decision, but not so much that the process is onerous and collects information that isn't even used in the assessment. Thirdly, to think about the objectives for arts development. For example, do you want to fund new groups that have never worked with a professional artist before? Do you want to fund arts organisations with a fabulous model or product they want to take to rural areas? Do you want to create a legacy in terms of infrastructure and sustainability? Fourthly, to go for it. Outcomes for well-being, social cohesion and connection can be seen clearly when professional artists work in rural communities. They're inherent in what artists do and what rural communities need.
Thank you. And I wonder, specifically in relation to the logic model approach, what are the benefits of using that when evaluating a programme of this nature?
Logic model is beneficial for every single evaluation and should be the basis for every evaluation. It helps to clarify the thinking behind a project and therefore opens you up in evaluation to asking more meaningful and more precise questions.
And I see you've used case studies in your evaluation, Annabel. Could you describe briefly the value and benefit of using case study approaches to programmes like this?
Case studies allow you to combine different types of evidence, quantitative and qualitative, and describe the context so that you have a clearer and more embedded narrative.
Annabel, thank you very much indeed for summarising the round two evaluation report of the REAP programme. So thank you for tuning in, and Annabel, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.